Uh, Kenneth was a up-and-coming young man, had his own mechanics business. Him and a partner went in to get their own life and career started. He come to me and said that they didn't want to work for somebody else and them get all the money. They wanted to run their own show and get it, and they started and had a very good business going, and he had his accident, and we're where we are today. He left us with a son who was 17 months when he passed. He's now going to be 16 in November. He's now a cadet at Camden Military Academy in Camden, South Carolina. A lot like his dad, and his mom always says when things don't go exactly right, he gets that from his dad's side of the family. And I guess the thing that I'd say that you miss most is the phone calls. And he would never call and say, "How are you? How is mom?" He'd always have the same response: "Hi, let me ask you a question." So that's the thing that we miss most, or that I miss most of him. And he was tall, handsome young man, and he made his mark on the community through the fire and EMS. He was commended a couple times for some things that he'd done on EMS. He really took it to heart. He grew up in the fire service because I'm retired from the municipal department, and he took it to heart and wanted to help people, and he was doing that and doing it very well when we lost him. So, we didn't really lose him. He transferred to God's Fire Department. So, but, he is remembered, and there's a lot of good things that happen, and they have memorials and plaques for him. His name's in 3 different places in North Carolina in memorial, and in his honor we come up here every year to help, and the new survivors, and if there's something that we can do to help somebody along the path that we've been walking for so long, then that's what we want to do. There's a lot of things that we do in the state of North Carolina that is in his memory and in his name, and we're just involved in a lot of stuff pertaining to our fallen firefighter programs. So I'm very proud of him, and I'm very proud of his son, and my other boy, I'm very proud of him too, who's also in the fire service. So it's just a big family, big brotherhood, and I don't know. His number was 2328, Union County Station 23, and his fire number was 28. And if you go through life and look at the different significance of things, and a lady said to me today that life revolves around numbers, if you do the number thing, whatever that is. But his number was 2328. And after a while, you think of that, the significance of it. His mother was 23 when he was born. He was 28 when he transferred to God's Department. So, I try to give a lot of training, a lot of insight with the younger people, with the volunteer departments that I work with now, and the different ones that I come in contact with, because even I was ignorant to the fact back in the day. You would always think that your fatalities only happen to big departments. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, big things like that. And once you're made aware and once you're involved, you understand that a lot of it's heart attack related, a lot of it is vehicle incidents, and you have a lot of a structure, but you find, you learn that it's not just the large departments, it's also the small 10-member, 20-member, 40-member volunteer departments out here in these counties, that, you know, nobody would ever think we're not going to have that problem. So doing this is a learning experience, an education experience for a lot of departments and a lot of people. And like Kenneth was the first fatality in 30 years in Union County. And he's on a monument in the town of Monroe with 2 other firefighters from years back. But it's small departments also, and it's we enhance training, and you know, my big thing is seatbelts. So, but yeah, it's a learning experience, it's a training experience, and educational for a lot of people that we talk to here. And you might be able to take something back to where you go and say, hey, I talked to these guys, and we've never thought about this. We need to start thinking of this. And I try to update our troops all the time of what I read and what I get over the internet of different incidents and stuff. And talking to my family and friends up here with the foundation and all the different firemen across the country that I know, we share a lot of stuff. And it's because of what we have been through. You're more aware of it. The first time you buy a house, you don't know nothing about it, but when you're ready to buy that second or third house, you know, you're educated as to, no, we're not doing that. You know, there's better ways to do it. And I think that we need to just keep enhancing change, you know, for the better. And old people in the business are opposed to change for the most part, but we have to educate, you know, we have to change, and it's usually for the good. So, and it's because of the experiences that we go through, and you're going to talk to, you know, how many people, and you're going to hear all kinds of things and everything, and I'm sure it's going to be, when you take it home at night, it's going to be, well, I learned something from that. He was a fine, upstanding young man that took his community to heart. He really loved his community. And he gave up his life serving that community. And it's a hard thing to understand. Some people don't, you know, it's hard to understand how somebody thinks like that. But he grew up in the business, so I'm not surprised that he went into the business. And I tell our young firefighters and fire girls that we get, the boys and girls, that, and I truly believe this part of it. You come here and you want to be a firefighter. That's not a choice that, oh, I want to be an accountant because I'm going to be inside. I'm mechanical, so I want to be an air conditioning person or a car mechanic. I think that the fire service is a calling that is just, for whatever reason. Like I said, I've been in it since 1970. I wouldn't know what to do if I was doing anything else. Okay, so I stay in it. I'm old enough to draw Social Security. I'm still involved in it. Can you give it up? No, I've had other careers that I've walked away from. Kenneth is well remembered. Even my department did something last year that made me cry. They did the Rushing for a Hero runs. Did it as Team Kenneth and come up with shirts. And the shirts that were made when we lost Kenneth, the photographer that took the picture that's on the back of that shirt took, I believe it was second place nationally. And I go around different parts of the country and Kenneth's shirt pops up. So He's being remembered, he's being loved, and like so many others here at the church, they're firefighters. And they're not forgotten. So, and the other families that come here, why I come here is to honor all our firefighters and honor Kenneth, and to make sure that you, going through what you're going through now, that you have some help going along the path. Message, I think, to the people would be, you will get through it. We will survive. Everybody that comes to the memorials, they're not here because they have to be. They're here on their own dime, taking their own vacation to be here. They're here to do what they can for their brothers and sisters in the fire service. That's not a job, that's a calling.